Well, here's one of those oh no moments. Zack Snyder to direct reimagining of John Carpenter's Escape from New York. Well, it wouldn't really be John Carpenter's Escape from New York if you do it. There already is a John Carpenter's Escape from New York, and it's fine the way it is. But, you know. So, Zack Snyder's taking a run at Escape from New York. Snyder is set to write, big mistake, and direct a reimagining, again, of John Carpenter's 1981 dystopian action classic. That's right. It is a classic. That's why you might want to leave it alone. Well, not might. Leave it alone. So he's doing this with Studio Canal. That's a studio that either has a canal or was formed in one. I don't know. In the picture company. Well, that's, a picture company that's into moving pictures. That makes sense. Anyway, they're behind the project. Snyder also reacted to the news on Instagram with a simple LFG. So he's clearly fired up about it. Deadline confirms Snyder is attached to write, bad idea, and direct with Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder will write and direct with Zack Snyder. So there's another Zack Snyder, Deborah Snyder, that's his wife, and Wesley Collar, producing through Stone Quarry. Carpenter is also involved as executive producer. The project is intended for a theatrical release. So you see, Carpenter's involved. Yeah, he was an executive producer on a lot of these John Carpenter remakes. Not that he remade them. They might have actually been interesting had he done it. But no, there were all these reboots of Halloween that Rob Zombie did. It stunk, especially the sequel. Good Lord, that was crap, but the first one wasn't much better. There was The Fog that they did. That was god-awful. It was so bad. I mean, the original's fine. It's perfect the way it is. The one they did with The Thing, it wasn't a remake. It was a prequel to the original. It was kind of interesting, but ultimately just a waste of time. But I guess it's not as bad as the other two projects, no. Just, oh, jeez. Yeah. I would much rather Snyder take on his Justice League 2 and 3. Bog him down with that. So he'll leave this stuff alone. Now he's doing this. That he's doing. Seems like there was something else that he wanted to do too. And now he's got this. So, Escape from New York introduced Kurt Russell as SD, Snake Plissken, the eye patch-wearing ex-Special Forces soldier turned convict. The original film is set in a future where Manhattan has been turned into a maximum security prison. When the president crashes inside the prison city, Snake is forced to go in, rescue him, and survive the gangs, criminals, and chaos waiting inside. The original grossed more than $50 million worldwide on a $6 million budget, and later led to the 1996 sequel, Escape from L.A. Yeah, it wasn't as good as the original, but it was fun. And look, it was Carpenter doing it. So, he can do it. Nobody else. Anyway, the Hollywood Reporter first reported Snyder's involvement and says his take is expected to be more down and dirty. Well, the original was with practical effects. Well, the original was and real locations. Well, the original, and closer to what he did with Dawn of the Dead than the slicker superhero style of Batman v Superman or Justice League. Well, yeah, it's two different genres. Yeah. Plot details are being kept quiet. So there's no word yet on who will play Snake Plissken or how close Snyder's version will stick to Carpenter's movie. Well, look, if it's going to be so heavily reimagined, why not just do a movie that you said is heavily inspired by Escape from New York? It's somebody who's thrown into this nasty place and has to rescue somebody and get them out. So, hey, this kind of reminds me of Escape from New York. There was this movie and that's the thing. What was that? It was like Britain. and like the top half was cut off because they had had a plague or something. And this supermodel turned actress, they tried to make her an action hero, and she went in there. But a lot of it kind of reminded me like she's a female Snake Plissken, you know. Now, good Lord, if that's what...
how you gonna... Yeah, well, so you don't... Oh, God. But anyway, that hasn't stopped the speculation. Frank Grillo has already said he wants in. Yeah, but you're not a woman. While fans are pushing Henry Cavill and Wyatt Russell for Snake Plissken. Now, Wyatt Russell will be the most obvious choice. No, because he does take after dear old dad, you know. But I don't know, how long does he want us constantly be put under the shadow of his father? You know, I mean, Snyder has had big success right out of the gate with his 2004 Dawn of the Dead remake. Now, look, as remakes go, that's probably one of the best ones ever made. Could he pull this off with Escape from New York? I don't think so, but certainly not with him writing it. I just don't see that he has writing chops. You know, when he has a good partner, I mean, he can pitch ideas and stuff. You know, he has his vision and everything, but he needs a good writer to work with him on something like that. And of course, that was James Gunn back in those days, but you know, anyway, which proved he could handle the beloved cult property without completely losing what made it work. He also adapted Watchmen, one of the most difficult comic book stories to bring to the screen. Should he return to DC? Yeah, that'd be the best thing for him at this point, if it could happen. Is it in the cards? Probably not. Snyder is currently in post-production on the last photograph. I forgot about that. A drama about an ex-DEA operative and war photographer searching for missing children in South America. The film reunites Snyder with Stuart Martin and Frafi, who appeared in his Rebel Moon movies for Netflix. Well, let's hope Last Photograph does a lot better than that piece of crap. Yeah, that was awful. I mean, the worst thing he did for Netflix was Army of the Dead, which it stunned me because like his Dawn of the Dead remake is it's good. It's really good. But Army of the Dead, PU, and Rebel Moon just, you know, it's a snore fest and it's too long. The cartoon they did, it's weird, but I guess of the three, it's the best one. Anyway, Snyder is also attached to the UFC movie Brawler, and sources have filled us in that there is a plan to
Army of
restore
the Dead,
Snyderverse under Paramount WWE.
Dawn of the Dead remake.
Yeah, well, the cast is really aging, you know, so you need to get on that.
It's really good.
You know, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen because look at all these other projects he's going to be busy with. So, But, yeah, no, Zack Snyder or anyone else, don't do this. Like, when the movie is called classic, you know, it's best to not deal with it. There's rare occasions, like Dawn of the Dead's one of them. You know, I mean, I know it seems like sacrilege to say, but I kind of think the remake's better, you know? I mean, the original is the original. It got the premise, the idea. And it's really one of the first beginnings of actual zombie movie stories. I mean, they're Night of the Living Dead, which, of course, is another great classic. They did remake it, but why? I don't know. But it didn't really have that end of civilization type, aesthetic that just about everything involving zombies did since. Dawn of the Dead certainly did. But the thing of it is, the premise and concept is there, but they're two different movies from one another. So Escape from New York, what would it be if you're going to approach it like that, where this is very singular? It's really about one man, you know? So how much different could it be? It's just the different threats he has to face, a different way he gets out. There won't be, you know, World Trade Center there, just, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know. But I just don't see the point in it. The only thing out of this would be they kept mentioning something happened with Snake Plissken in Cleveland. So you could do the Escape from Cleveland movie. And there you go. It's almost like it becomes this prequel to make it a full trilogy. of the Carpenter movies, and Wyatt, get Wyatt in there to play young Snake Plissken, you know, and there you go. That'd be the only thing that I could think of that, yeah, that might work. But this, remaking this movie, I just think it's a bad idea all around. It's just too good. The original is just too damn good. But anyway, you know, when there's been a bunch of remakes or reboots or what have you, and people get except.
Yeah. You really want to be impressive? Dig around, look at some property that absolutely failed, you know, on just about every level. And look at its premise. See what could you do to fix that? What do you do to make it work? And take that property, dust it off, and then, you know, and that way you really do make it your own. Because the original just was a colossal failure. It wasn't any good. You know, and no one even talks about it anymore. It's something like that. And then let's see what you've got. Let's see if you can really do that. You don't need this well-established brand name to give it some interest already. Now, of course, that makes it easier for people to put money into it, so there is that. Yes, I understand the whole parameters and whatnot, but at this point, yeah, that's the real challenge. But I don't know. You try to play it safe when it really isn't. Because something like this, a beloved classic, is just going to piss off a lot of people. And then you say, well, yeah, but a younger generation doesn't know about it and all that. But where have you been to give it lately? Some interest already? Now, how does that work out? That makes it easier for people to put money into it, so there is that. Yes. Extremely dubious. I could be completely wrong. They've got this cool idea. John Carpenter's on board. It's going to be amazing. Just you wait and see. Try to play it safe when it really isn't. I mean, come on. But, you know, they're going to do it, so whatever. Well, here's one of those oh no moments. Zack Snyder to direct reimagining of
to look anymore. Now that I've seen you, I don't have to dream anymore. Now that you came true, I'm already yours.
Finally. Once again, things freeze up and whatnot. But anyway, there you go. I don't know what the hell. I'm going to have to go back and probably redo that Escape from New York video. Because I don't know. It's like it got possessed by the devil. That, well, I don't think this is a good idea. You know, I don't know. It's like, what the hell was that? You just never know. I mean, at least that was interesting, you know, instead of just the usual, oh, the sound doesn't work and all that. Which reminds me, I got to check it. So I got to run over to, I guess I'll do YouTube this time, see if I can actually be heard. Gee, I need to shave. Well, I don't think this is a good idea. There it is. I can be heard. Yay. Yay. So anyway, I don't know what the hell that was. That did happen once before on the video I did. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. And I never did figure it out then either. I don't know why, just at different intervals within the video, the sound would just slow way down. And I assume the video did too. I don't know. I mean, it's just me reading an article, you know. But anyway, maybe that's just the what is that called? That free video editing program that I use because I'm dirt cheap. The VSDC, yeah, that one. Never did bother with the premium features. Maybe I should. I don't know. It's fine. I mean, if it only happens once in a while, who cares? But at least I was able to see it. I just thought, hey, that's one of the recent ones I did. I'll put that on there because I haven't released it. And I've started doing that. It's like, hey, that can be an intro video while I'm still figuring stuff out. That way, I can avoid all the embarrassing technical problems that usually precedes anything I do. You see how that's working out? It's brilliant, isn't it? So anyway, there we go. That's the deal. So, you know, I've drawn drawings of Dabbleverse people and stuff, but I've never really covered it. Not really. So now I'm going to make the attempt to watch a couple of clippers and do my bit. Let's see. What did I save? Here's a Joe Thorough. So Burrow. I mean, so Thorough Joe Burrow. See, I never get it right. I got that one. What's that? It's Dixon and Levy talking about the Biscontis. That kind of goes back a while. We got Dirty Jersey Rat. Apparently this is very recent. I didn't know about this. That Kevin Scampoli guy broke up with Ice Dancer already. That was quick. And that's it. That's all I got. I thought I had a third one. I know. I'll do a drawing of the whole soap opera of Werewolf of Sicily and the Deb and it's the transverse. It's Andrea. That's the one that I don't know. Thought there was going to be a romance with Werewolf, and then there wasn't, or something. I don't know. Anyway, Birds here says hey to me and Nodak. Oh yeah, Nodak, thanks for buying the comic book. All the links are there. You can go to the usual store at Indie Planet. The Mix'em gives you the new one because I'm having trouble getting it on Indie Planet. Hopefully one day. But right now you can head over to that Mix'em link, and I don't know. I may be starting to put a bunch of stuff there in the future. I don't know. We'll see. It sure was fast. Not fast enough because I got to it late. That's on me. But if I'd been there a little bit earlier, I would have had copies for Hackamania. Yeah. I say live and learn, but do I ever? I mean, no. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, all these technical difficulties, especially now I'm using Rumble Studio. It seems to be the smoother one when it was the opposite. And then EV Mux, there's always something new there. I don't know what the hell. I don't know. I think the main thing, as much as I like using OBS for a lot of things, I think when it comes to EV Mux, I just don't use it at all. I guess that's the course to go. For that one, though, I thought if I'm going to still do Nailsin Ratings Live or Nailsin News, probably that's the better one. I don't really have a good enough explanation as to why. But I think it's because it's easier to control the drawing board camera that I have here through OBS, where I can, zoom in on it and all that sort of stuff. So I would probably just use Rumble Studio for that. But anyway, thinking out loud on that. Anyway, Nodex says, yeah, the audio was weird. There were two Dougs talking at one point. Oh, really? Gee, maybe it was the devil. I don't know. A. Thompson, Doug, have you ever put your drawings into AI and had it make cartoons? Yes. In fact, the opening, that's what that is. Those are my drawings, and suddenly it animated them, and, the girl starts dancing around and stuff. Yeah. So I've lost count how many I've done. And then some of my, I haven't done one in a while, but I'll put the audio plays, and there's nothing to see, really. I could in the old days, I would just put a drawing that I did, and then that's it. It's just this, audio play running with a picture on screen. But with the AI, every now and then I would intersperse in between chapters or whatever, and suddenly the image gets animated. So, what AI? Oh, well, Grok. I used Grok to do it. Anyway, all right. What am I doing? I guess I'll go to the drawing board. That would be camera number 2. And I guess I got to get rid of the background. There it is. Oh, yeah, the audience can't see it. No, they can. So there we go. There is that. Look at this thing in the middle. You see that? That's the shadow of my head on the wall. It's disgusting. It irritates me. But what are you going to do? Well, maybe if I increase the light, it's going to bleach out my features, but it'll get rid of that shadow. All right, just from memory, let's see here. I really don't know how to do this. So this would be Andrea, I think, over here. And does Andrea wear glasses? I think so. I know Deb does, but crap, I can't remember. Anyway, we'll do the big red hair here. Yeah. Didn't really meet either one of them at Hackamania. I think I almost ran into the other one. I can't remember the name. Just remember them coming out during Rocco's grand finale of Hackamania, which was spectacular. I mean, it was incredible. He did a really great job there. I was blown away by it. It's a shame Pat Dixon had to leave early, so he missed out on that one. Didn't really expect the Granny story. I was hearing about it, and I was like, huh? What? And then, it's all true. So anyway, but yeah, that was really so. Of course, the Transverse ladies were the Karmic X dancers. That Rocco. It was just really a great puppet show and everything that he did. And oops. quite the finale of the festivities and all that. So anyway, yeah, they were the dancers for that display. Yes. Well, Rocco serenaded the audience with Carmick's greatest hits. So anyway, there we go. There's one. Now the other. I still don't know exactly. I mean, I guess there was some flirtation between a werewolf and Andrea. And then I think he had mentioned or something that he found Deb attractive, something like that. So I don't know if there was a flirtation there too between the two or anything like that. But that Deb seemed upset that when he was on MLC, he mentioned Haley's show as I guess one of his favorites or something like that, but didn't mention hers. And then, but I'm like, well, I mean, I don't know. But she seemed really pissed off at him. So then they just went on this tirade about him. And, oh man, I know this pencil's a piece of crap and it's got to go, but it's still got lead in it, and I just want to get my dollar's worth out of every bit of it. So you'll just have to bear with it. So, I don't know. I'd seen Deb in a couple of shows and stuff. But I don't think I'd ever seen her really pissed off, you know. So then I don't know if there's more to the story than anyone really knows. But I have to assume it to some degree. Otherwise, I'm like, well, what's the big deal here, you know? So whatever, but but apparently, I guess they're on good terms now, or they decided to bury the hatchet, something like that. I don't know, because did see some clip of I guess it was Granny's show or some show that Granny was on as well, whatever. And Werewolf came on, and they you know, well, he says it's all fine now, don't worry about it. So yeah. So I don't really know what a werewolf looks like at all. There was some sort of cartoon that I guess is probably representative of what he looks like. I don't know. So, but since he's werewolf, I'm just going to draw a werewolf, you know, like pretty much the Lon Chaney version, but maybe with some ears, you know. So there we go. We have the face here, and he's just kind of stuck between, he's thinking about these two, you know, and he's like, I don't know, I didn't mean for it to come like this. Something like that, you know. And it's just, he's like, he's the werewolf, so he's like, you know, like that, howling. You know, he didn't mean for it to happen, but it did. And I guess, I don't know. But anyway, I mostly saw a good bit of this when I was staying up too late during the day, you know, and I saw Pat and Haley doing their show. And so I, you know, heard some of that, but after a while I was like, well, how does this stuff even start? I don't, you know, but whatever. So here I'll give him some ears. So somehow when you're a werewolf, of course the fur grows out all over the place. Usually that's kind of the main thing. Some werewolves, they turn totally into a wolf, and they're, you know, running around on all fours. It's like you see the wolf and you just think it's a wolf, you know. It's probably why a lot of them just get shot and stuff, because they're running around, you know, in the pasture where you keep your cattle, you know. What do you mean you don't have cattle? Everyone has cattle. You know, when you need a quick 1,000 here and there, you can hurry up and haul those over to the sale barn. You know, don't be stupid. Get livestock. Anyway, so you end up shooting the wolf. You're like, you damn wolf, you leave my cattle alone. And you take aim and it runs away. I got him. I know I got him. Next thing you know, you go home and your wife's bleeding on the floor. And you're like, what the hell? And she's got gunshot wounds. Turns out your wife's a werewolf. You know, and dun, dun, dun. Oh, wait, I think I got a thing for that. Hang on. Oh, it's going to be great. Oh, boy, I haven't been able to use it. Oh, it's so cool. Oh, it's going to be awesome. Yeah. Oh, wait, I got to do it like this. See? Cool, huh? I'm never going to be able to work this stuff like you're supposed to. No good. Stupid. See, that's the way you manipulate people and say, "No, Doug, no, you're all right. No." No, I still gotta go. That's how you emotionally manipulate people, you know. That's how you do it. No, I'm no good. And so at least you get pity. Love and actual desire for you, that ain't happening. So you got to settle for pity when you're pathetic and a loser. Well, whatever. So this is almost like Eddie Munster type thing. Of course, that's what Eddie Munster was. He wasn't a vampire, right? He was a wolf boy. Is that the deal? Because, I mean, you had Grandpa was the vampire, and, of course, Herman was the Frankenstein monster. Of course, the mom. Was she a vampire or just like a witch or something? And then they had, you know, the black sheep of the family, the daughter who was this, you know, platinum blonde type chick, you know. Absolutely beautiful and stunning. And of course, the disgrace to the family. Then you had what's-his-face. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting confused. Sometimes I get them confused with the Addams family. Now, the original Addams family, that Morticia, holy crap. That chick was sexy. And, yeah, I mean, nothing against, well, you know, Mrs. Munster, rather. But Morticia, holy crap, that was something else. All gone now, you know. It's sad. And what are you going to do? It's time. It ticks away. It doesn't wait for any of us. Nope. Anyway, yeah, sometimes I get them confused. There was Grandpa, Herman, Eddie, the daughter. Crap, I think that's about it. And the mom, of course. I mean, Lurch, that was the Addams family, right? I think. I don't know why I'm asking. I can't see the chat just yet because I'm drawing. And I just have OBS in front of me. Which could mean I'm not even streaming anymore. I better check. Good Lord. Good Lord. It looks like it's still there. Yeah. Maybe I should read the chat. Also, I have a... Oh, wait. Karmic. I mean, Karmic. Oh, wow. There's a lot here. Because I was babbling on about stuff I don't really know. Yeah, the audio, but no, I did that one. Doug, have you ever put... Yeah, I did that. Did you eat the cow yet? Some of them. Nodak says, yes, she does. See, I already forgot what that's about. Damn it. Got to figure out. I mean, I could just minimize this and have it float. Maybe that. Anyway, Thompson, I just started playing around with AI on an old computer with a graphics card we were using for a race sim. AI is dumb as fuck. Well, garbage in, garbage out. 8 times. I don't know how Karmic gets these women out of AI. I can't even get this thing to make me an invoice form. Well, maybe you should try to get it to make a sexy, big-breasted woman to dance around, and suddenly it'll give you a pretty good invoice form. You see, sometimes that's how they work. They do have attitudes. They do. Also, if I have a farm, I want to have a form have in Adobe PDF. I take a photo and tell AI to make it. I can't even come close to making it for me. Hey, Thompson says, how much does it cost to own a cow? Well, it depends. The price and whatnot. But, you know, you can go from 500 to 1,000, depending on, you know, what demand of the breed is. Oh, God, it's complicated. Now you're making me think about work. Well, at least not the gas station work, which I can never discuss. If only I could, though. Yeah, if only I could. Hey, Thompson, how much does... Oh, I already read that one. It costs a lot of moolah. That's right, Nodak. Hey, Thompson, cows eat more than grass. Well, Doug needs a donkey. They look fun on YouTube. Had some for a while. That was a disaster. Nodak, that Monsters remake that Rob Zombie made for Netflix was terrible. Yeah, I'm just not all that wowed by Rob Zombie's film. I saw like his own stuff. I mean, I didn't see The Devil's Rejects. That's the one I haven't seen. I did see House of 1,000 Corpses. You know, I don't hate it as much as I couldn't stand his reboots of Halloween and stuff like that. So, yeah, the Munsters, I just was like, I'm not sure I want to see that. So I didn't see it. Hey, Tubbs, have you seen the movie Cocaine Bear? Yes. It is a classic. Best movie on Netflix. Oh, is it? But yeah, I liked it. It was funny. The Munsters had the vampire grandpa. Yeah. Nodak, yes, she does have glasses. Oh, yeah. I went ahead and did it. I was pretty sure she did. So, there you go. That's Andrea's glasses. Might do the hair contained here, ink-wise. Depending on how long I can last. To move on to Photoshop and put the color to it. But then I want to do some other. I probably won't. That'll have to be a separate show. But what are you going to do? And, of course, once again, the week is coming to an end, and that means I have to turn into a gas station for 3 nights. So, I don't know. It's just the way it goes. Those are the rules. I don't make them. But like you, I must live according to them. So, that's Werewolf of Sicily. Although Werewolf of Sicily, wasn't there like a serial killer in Sicily at one time? They never really solved it. Was he called the Werewolf of Sicily? I remember there was something like that. And, yeah, I don't think he was ever caught. It was like their own Jack the Ripper or something like that. But I think I could be getting that completely wrong. I could be completely wrong. For once. Normally. Never wrong. Don't be silly. But anyway, it was something like that. One of those true crime stories, unsolved cases, blah, blah, blah. But Jack the Ripper, that's been solved. It has. I don't care what anyone says. I don't want to hear your crappy theories. It was Lechmere. That's it. And I mean, with a name like that, it had to be. And plus, you can place him at the scene of one of the crimes. You can't do that with any of the other suspects. So, you lose, I win. That's that. I already did this part. There we go. Get that in there, like that, and well, I don't know. So, what's a werewolf to do? He inspires so much jealousy and rage. I don't know. I guess he's just going to have to buy them something nice once, instead of them buying him what did they buy him? Cookies and stuff? I can't remember. Doggy snacks? Yeah. All right. There, got to put some ink here for Deb. Anywho, there you go. So, the next one is, Ice Dancer and Scampoli, I think. Not really familiar. But it was all rather sudden, It seemed to me like Merce was caught completely off guard by this. And so then there you go. She all of a sudden dumps him, runs off with this guy who apparently was a friend of his and stuff. So then does that, and now apparently, that's over. Apparently she was flirting with Nick Rekieta, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, we'll get to it if I can do it. I don't know. I thought it would be cool to have it like I'm doing this. It's not enough space. It's good enough for the drawing so you can see it and still see me. And do it like that, especially now that I got the mic right in my face. I can be heard almost perfectly. Yes. Anyway, let me see here. The Munsters. Yes. LOL. I tell it to make me an invoice with big tits. It might do it. There you go. See? You got to try. We all have to try. You never know. What's the harm in that? It turns into the Antichrist and consumes your soul and kills the rest of us, except for those who will bear its mark and do what it tells it to. But then you all got to burn in hell for all eternity after Judgment Day, So I don't know, I mean, it's tough, but them's the breaks. Hey, Thompson, gas station work is nothing to be ashamed of. Well, not really ashamed of it. It's just, I got to actually do it. I'd rather just be asleep. That's my favorite thing in the world to do. I know you think it's drawing, and, I like it okay. But being unconscious, yeah. Can a cow get drunk? I would think it could, yeah. I don't know. I suppose I could just dump a bunch of beer in the trough and see what happens, Watch the cow stumble around. It's a thought. People will always need gas and energy drinks. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Hey, Thompson says, I saw a video of a Japanese guy giving cows beer. Well, it is fermented, grain. So, makes sense. Cows probably really would go for beer. I don't know what their favorite brand would be, though. Well, if their favorite brand was Schlitz, I got bad news for them. Schlitz is no more. Schlitz. I just loaded the Bible into my AI. It can't even make me a family tree of the Old Testament. This is a waste of time. Nodak, Doug missed my werewolf joke. Oh, really? Nodak, the Munsters. No, Nodak, The Monsters remake sucked. No deck. It cost a lot of moolah. That's the cow joke. Yes, she does. The other one is Latanya. The transfers. Doug, have you ever put your yes? Nodex is Bird. Hey, Doug and Nodak. Yeah, the audio was weird. There were two Dougs talking at one point. Read that one. Then it's all me. Yeah, I guess I missed it. I don't know. Oh, was it a super tip? Let me better check that. No, it wasn't a super tip. I guess I just missed it. I'm sorry. I'm embarrassed about that. I'm ashamed that I missed that. Anyway, A. Thompson, Doug, are you an iPhone man? Nope, because I'm cheap. Unblock Tommy Jordan. Tommy Jordan's blocked? All right, unblock him. Anyway, OMG. I can't read it. I'm blind. Lul? Or is it supposed to be LOL with two O's? I don't know. Latanya Vegas. Love this. Is that the Latanya? Nodak says Latanya. Nodak. Hey, Thompson, cows seem expensive. Beef prices are incredible right now. Well, everything's going to be high because, fuel. You need that stuff. Stuff doesn't move without it. I mean, cows don't live off of gasoline, but in order to get the cows to where you want them to go, like say I'm really in a jam and I need to get some cash fast. Not that that happens often. I load a bunch of them up in the trailer and haul their asses to the sale barn. It's rather a bigger complex than that, but yeah, it's kind of a barn. Anyway, and you run them in there, and then the guy starts auctioning them off. Sold, that kind of thing. And then they send me my check. And I put it in the bank. That's what I do. Then I can look at my bank account and go, that's better. Feels so good. So anyway, but in order to do all that, and you have to pull that trailer with all the cows shoved in there going, and then they just take a dump. That's how they get back at you, Anyway, it takes gas to do that. And you burn a lot more when you're hauling that weight. Yeah. And so it's very expensive. So we take it out of the hamburgers, Tommy Jordan, no, I just happened to be logged into the unblocked Tojo account, LOL. Oh. Okay, so now it's the Tommy Jordan. Well, that makes sense. Latanya saying hi to Tojo. Tojo saying LTV in the house. Pressure on Doug. It is? What am I going to do? I don't know I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't deal with the pressure. That's it. Show's over. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Hey, check out the comic books. I'm too lazy to even turn off the camera, Hey, Thompson, I had to get a new phone in the airport. Got a Google phone. That is what started this AI rabbit hole. Really? Well, everybody's been down the AI rabbit hole. As soon as they realized they could do all those weird pictures and stuff. Oh, man. The addiction never leaves. No. Oh, wow. Tommy Jordan's doing like that Taylor Swift hidden tiger person. Anyway, the hand. Oh, now it's a pink waving hand. Okay. You see, when it comes into the chat that I read, it doesn't show the pictures. Some of the little emojis show up, but some of them don't. So it just spells it out. Hand, pink, waving, T, hand, pink, waving, V. All right. Tommy Jordan, you're a cow killer. I don't kill them.
It's not true. I just take them from one point to the other. What happens after that? Hey, look, man, it's not up to me. They don't all get killed, especially the young ones. They'll usually buy those and bring them to their herd. And when they come of age, some bull mounts them. That's where you get new calves. See how that works? Yeah. But yeah, some of them, off to the slaughterhouse you go. They're going through the same old chutes they've always gone through. And all of a sudden it stops and that's it. Look, they've had a pretty cool life. They just sit around and eat. There's just food everywhere, really. Not the good stuff. But they do get the good stuff. All that sweet candy we call feed from probably like mostly Tractor Supply these days. And you bring that out there and oh boy, they go nuts. Don't get between them and their feed, especially if you just have a bucket, even if it's empty. Do not get between a cow and a bucket. Believe me, I know. Holy crap. You'd better be ready to leap out of there. I used to be able to do that. These days, just, yeah. So anyway, they will smash you into the ground for that bucket. That's how serious an addict they are for that sweet, sweet feed. Grass, it'll make a turd. It'll keep them alive, but, Anyway, after that, the other thing they do is, they screw, make babies. The world goes around. And then they become hamburgers. Tommy Jordan, Doug goes through more cows than McDonald. That's not true. How much is the check? It depends on the price, but these days, yeah, it's, $1,000 per cow, Tommy Jordan and REA in the house. All right. Andre is here as well and says, "What's up, Tojo?" Tojo says, "He did you dirty, LOL, Andrea." Hey, Thompson, "So I buy a baby cow for $? Feed it for money and sell it for money?" Yes. I mean, what else are you going to do? I mean, you can keep them around, give them names, get to know them. Then you're going to get in a jam, and that time's going to come when you got to just don't look them in the eye. Come on now. You got to get on the wagon now. We're going on a little trip. That's what we're going to do, Bessie. Get on in there, Bessie. Of course, when one of them rams you in the backside and leaves you damn near crippled for weeks, and the pain still resurface years later, you don't regret sending them off to that cell barn at all. It's just like, oh, let me set you straight here, bitch. Yeah, you forgot who's in charge here. It's not you. Andre, I know I'm manly, but dang. All right. Tommy Jordan says the face purple crying face. All right. He tells me, I just went back to the video. The Japanese guy is giving the cow Ashi, a Japanese beer. So I'm assuming Ashi is still in production, unlike Schlitz. Yeah, Schlitz is gone. Schlitz. Hey, Thompson, have you ever been tested for autoimmune disorders? I don't know. Nodak sends a purple heart. Oh, no, Andre, I'm reading that wrong. Andreas sends Nodak a purple heart. Wow. Nodak was wounded in battle. Anyway, hey, Thompson, what's your cow's name? Oh, no, that's getting too personal. Tommy Jordan, you get milk in the meantime? No. Not dairy cows. Only beef. Or, that's up to the people who buy them, It's none of my business. Andrea says, my cow's name is LaTanya. She makes chocolate milk. Oh, my God. Good Lord. Oh, wait. By a staggering coincidence, LaTanya is also the name of your cow, right? That's. Damn it. See?
there's a spring on this thing. And when something hits it, it does that. It's almost like a guitar, you know? Almost like a guitar. Not really, but almost. When you use the word almost to precede something, you can kind of get away with saying something is something when it just isn't at all. But all you got to do is say almost. I didn't say it was. I just said it almost was. Now, of course, it's a matter of discussion and argument, I suppose, whereas some people, it's not even almost. Well, it says you, but I'm saying it is. You know, and that's pretty much where you got to leave it. But nevertheless, just, I don't know, to be safe, you can always say something almost is something, but it isn't. Yeah, something like that. Now let me get rid of all this pencil shavings. Hopefully I can rope the trash can here. It never does. I'll have to sweep later. Yeah, but I'm a little busy at the moment. All right, this ought to work. Oh, the headphones came out of the thing for a second. I wonder if that... No, that's not what I... Anyway, so here I'll touch up this. So Andreas sitting here floating over the head of a werewolf here. We will add these lines. That way it's more contained for the later coloring that takes place in the old Photoshop. And it is old. So very old. But I refuse to give it up because, you know, suddenly all these software a-holes decided, you know what? We keep selling this stuff on discs and everything, and then they're able to buy it and keep it and use it for years. But, you know, we depend on people buying our stuff, but if they're good with the one we already made, and I am, that sucks for us. So we got to figure out a way to get them to keep buying our crap. The theory goes, and I'm pretty sure it's true, that a lot of products fell down in quality because the more cheaper you make them, they'll break down, and it becomes cost prohibitive to try to just repair them. So you just got to buy a new one. You're better off doing that, and they make it like that. They could make them more sturdy and last longer, but they don't. Anyway, with software, they decided, hey, let's just put it all online, perhaps in the cloud, and make you a subscriber. Yeah. Oh, boy, did they get excited about the subscription model. Used to be for, you know, magazines and crap like that, and people dumb enough to become a part of the record club and the cassette club, remember that? And the BMG. Yeah, I did it. Jesus. Oh, God, that was stupid. Because then it just keeps coming until you say, no, don't. And you still got to pay it, even though you didn't want it. Bastards. Anyway, subscription model. Not just for magazines anymore. And they want you to subscribe to the software you need. Well, I'm going to hold on to my old Photoshop until the end of time. Although I keep worrying that at some point, you know, Windows will have an operating system that you will be forced to upgrade to, and old programs just won't work on it. And you know that day is coming. That will be a sad day. It will. It will indeed. Well, what are you going to do? Yeah, I can bitch and moan. I can fear it, dread it. But I'll just have to, I guess I'll have to pay the subscription. And it's like, I always knew you'd come into the fold, Mr. Nailsin. Yes. You doubted me, didn't you? Well, look at you now. See, that's how that goes. Unlike the movies, it appears the villain always wins in the end. Doug, have you ever considered the ostrich farming? The ostrich farming? Or would I run an ostrich farm? No. You think I want a bird bigger than me, chasing me around? Good God. Well, I missed a few here. A. Thompson, can you name your next paycheck? Yeah, it's called Paycheck. Tommy Jordan, you got rammed in the back by a cow, and Carmick rams a goat in the back. Yeah. Look, it's not what happened. Damn it! You always got to be so coarse and disgusting about everything. But the way cows get other cows to move ahead when they're stuck in a line or whatever is they ram their head in the back of them. Now, they're made of sturdier stuff than humans. And this one, I didn't even see her. And she comes up and just with her skull, and for her, she's probably just like, hey, move, asshole. But that skull is massive. If it had been a bull, I'd probably be in a wheelchair. Because, God, the muscles in their necks, it's just extraordinary. They're very powerful beasts. They're just too stupid to understand they could overpower us at any time they want. The barbed wire fence, sure, it hurts to go through it, but they can go through it with very little pressure at all. They can leave anytime they want. Fortunately, they're stupid, so they won't. But anyway, once they ever figure out they can kill you with very little effort, then it's over. They'll take over. It's not going to be Planet of the Apes. It's going to be Planet of the Cows. That's when we'll know that we did it. We blew it up. Andrea says, that's not a cow, that's my wife. Tommy Jordan, he's erasing some wrinkles, feeling the pressure. No, it's the pencil. You got to get rid of that crap. It gets in the way, it messes stuff up. And anyway, I got to do that one first. This pen, the ink takes a little bit longer to dry. And if you go to erase it, it just smears all over the place, messes up your drawing, and rather permanently, I'm afraid. You can do some amount of repair work, but who wants to do that? Not me. I sure as hell don't. So anyway, that's how that works. Anyway, here we go with Deb. And I don't even, it's like I said, I was a bit lost on it all. So I don't know if Deb had caught the feelings for Wolf. I don't know. Or it was, but then it's like, so you mentioned Haley's show. I guess. I don't know. And was that it? I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure it all works out in the end, What are you going to do? But the good news is it gave Dabbleverse something to talk about for a minute. And in the end, isn't that all that matters? All right, so there she is. I'm very disappointed in you, Mr. Wolf. Very disappointed. And he's like, oh, I'm confused. Oh, something like that. Werewolf of Sicily. Oh, werewolf of Sicily. Stuff like that. That's how it goes. All right. I think that's pretty much it. It's almost like a comic book cover. What will Werewolf of Sicily do now? Liken. Yeah. Liken, subscribe. Do you suffer from lycanthropy? Well, see, I always thought it'd be funny if the werewolf thing began, because it wasn't just the full moon thing and all that, or if you get bitten by it. That's the movies did that. A lot of the old folklore was that some people just wanted to be wolves because they thought it made them powerful or whatever. And it was usually some deal with the devil or some crap like that. But Then there was one where like there was some story about you could rub this sort of salve on yourself and you would turn into it. Others was like you could take the hide of a wolf and wear it and you would become the wolf. But if it was like this salve, I thought, oh, it's a guy who's got hair loss going. Oh, suffering from hair loss? Well, you know, and then so you take this werewolf formula, but there's always a catch, you know. So, yeah, some nights you're going to go out and murder. But other than that, you're going to have a full head of hair. Isn't that great? So anyway, why is YouTube censoring lichen? It is? I don't know. I mean, I'm seeing it here. That's weird. They got a problem with werewolfism? I don't know. YouTube's weird. I mean, they'll censor okay. Usually there's stuff you would think they would censor and they don't. And then other stuff, it's like, what the hell? Well, I don't know. Why is that a problem? And yet, apparently it is. Andrea says, I'm good, LOL. I'm only 35. Hey, Thompson. Doug, have you ever considered... Yeah, are you already? These are old. Gee, I'm way behind. Tanya Vegas, the Andrea drawing needs to be fatter. Oh. Well, crap. Now it's all messed up. I've failed. Hey, Thompson, is your gas station huge, like for truckers? No. Hey, Thompson, has anyone ever offered sexual favors for a tank of gas? Well, I can't comment on work. You know. No, Doug, you could have become the quad drawer. Oh, if the bull had broken my back and left me in a wheelchair, provided I could have survived that. He probably would have trampled me to death too, you know. Anyway, hey, Thompson, I've seen real men wrestle cows to the ground and tie them up. You just need to lift weights, Doug. No, you've seen them do that with calves. You did not see them do that, not with an adult bull and an adult cow. No, you did not. 8,000. Doug needs to up his pin game. Fly to Japan and hit the stationery store. You can get those at Walmart. Andrea, I'm in love with Tojo now. Wow. Something's going on in the chat. That almost never happens around here. Anyway, Andrea, we're married. We share. Oh, so two for the price of one. I don't know. Stop copying LTV, says Tojo. Well, something's going on there. I don't know. Doug, what's your favorite Pokemon, says A. Thompson. Don't have one. Don't care about Pokemon. I'm 55, A. Thompson. See? It's against the rules. There we go. The one thing about old markers is they fade, but they kind of come in. It does give a little gradation here. You know. So that kind of works. Yeah, kind of. Oh, yeah. There you go, Deb. You are now a cartoon. It's kind of like that old thing where like natives and stuff would get scared if people took photographs of them because you're going to capture my soul. No, it's if someone draws you, then they capture your soul. That way I don't have to sell my own. I can sell yours for deals and stuff. Anyway, hey, Thompson, Walmart pens are weak. I don't know. Well, stop shopping at Walmart, Doug. No! I'll shop there if I want to. Hey, Thompson, I was watching men your age playing Pokemon all over Asia. Well, there you go. Yeah. I'm in Louisiana. That's not Asia. Anyway, oh, we already read that one. So anyway, there we go. That's the, I don't know, the love triangle or whatever it was for Werewolf of Silly. All right. So let's see if I can make this work. If not, well, at least I tried. Good enough. That's my logo. That's the goal. I can't say it's the greatest show or anything like that. Then Melton would sue. And he'd win. So, mine is good enough. See? All right. Walmart. Is that how we go? Okay. A. Thompson. Doug, that Ozempic stuff is made from lizards. Okay. They flew in from Louisiana to play Pokemon. Andrea, good job. I loved it. Why, thank you, Andrea. All right, let's take a look here if this will even work. I do not know if it will. Which one did I want to do? Yeah, I guess we'll do this one. Gotta make damn sure it'll work. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. All right, turn that off. And we move over here. There we see Tookie, or Tookie, rather. Sorry. And I don't know. That's another thing. I don't know if the sound comes through. If that don't work, well, screw it. I'll just have to get a look at the particulars and draw accordingly. But anyway, we'll see.
Dirty Jersey. Yay! I love that.
Vegas 702. I messaged her for advice because she's like, I know Merchlore. Is this real? And then, all right, let's see. Let's go up, Jim. Let's see.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, especially right now with what's going on, I feel like the work theories are going to be going crazy. Everyone's going to think this has been a work all along.
It's a good theory. All right. Did the sound come through on that one? Yeah. Doug, your thyroid looks swollen. Get that checked out. Been there, done that. I know the key to Doug's success. Biblical drawings. All right. Let me see. Through on that one. Yeah. Doug, your thyroid looks swollen. Get that. It's still showing the stupid drawing thing. Why is it showing? Oh, wait. Because it's showing all that. Yeah, you gotta have it up there. All right. So how am I gonna know? All right, but I still can't see the chat. Damn it. If I do it like that, then you're seeing me doing that. Oh, we hear the clip. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Yeah, you don't need to see OBS. You don't need to see all that. You don't need to see. You just need to see this one. All right. Let's see what they say. It better be interesting, damn it. I'm happy to... Are you happy you got to do all that? Only freaks me out is she messed with Ralph.
So Vegas 702, I asked for advice as someone who's been there since the beginning. I just got through 2 hours of the audio. I like how you and Jim did it. This was our Scampoli Summit, Jim. How Kevin met Brixton. Now this is how Kevin left Ice Dancer, and it's heartbreaking. You can catch up and reminisce. Don't have any more kids, she says, unless you are married. And already I'm like, you're crazy. Rosalie? Didn't you even listen? And then she said, don't be... This was the key part that we need to keep in mind, because I didn't get it then. And she said she didn't either. Don't be drinking every day with Ice Dancer. Hey, Jim, have you had a buzzball in a while?
No, I don't think I've ever had to ask what that was.
I got it. These are... Wait.
Oh, for God's sakes.
End of the week, Jim, it became, oh my God, the internet's primary. And the clips meant more. But apparently, Jim, I had some sort of victory laps that I didn't realize I had. I watched the clip that said, yeah, Kevin's having a gleeful victory lap. Well, clearly that's about to be over, Jim.
Well, I did watch some of the Mersh clips, and I mean, maybe I was falling for it, but I was like, oh man, this is rough. This is rough for poor old Mersh over here.
Well, I didn't really do any victory laps until the worst week of my life was over. Like, I took his breakup worse than him. And if she just did it when we knew she should have.
Reality. Was it the reality of being in each other's presence?
Oh, for God's sakes.
What were the
shows his
communications?
DM window and reveals he was communicating with Isaac.
She turns into a clean slate. What? I didn't reply. What is it? But I'm server. So it wasn't even over yet. When I said we're incompatible, and there's a lot in between that. It wasn't just seeing this and then... And, Jim, I don't think Nick Reicade is going to get with Ice Dancer. It's not that simple.
Okay, there we go. Isn't that great? I guess, is this the Scampoli guy? The dude in the red jacket? I don't know. There's Ice Dancer, I guess, with glasses that don't fit. Don't really, it's not a good one to do a drawing on. Give me something to draw. I must have something to draw. Nothing. Well, I guess we'll have to go with that image. So there's Ice Dancer. So we'll draw it. Oh, wait, I got to show you the thing. Okay, we'll get rid of that. And then this. There we go. So they were babbling on incessantly. I really can't stand that. So I will draw best that I can the supposed image of Ice Dancer. Doon, 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 doon. And see if that works. There we go. So anyway, I guess the Scampoli romance is already over. She's become infatuated with Ricada for a minute. Ricada, of course, is married. It says he doesn't do that sort of thing anymore, so don't really see anything going there. But you can understand where something like that could end a relationship, even one that's about 5 minutes old. So I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I guess that's what happened. I don't know. Gee, this is this is an awkward position to draw from. She's I guess holding the camera up, and then she's got these giant glasses. I don't know that she wears glasses for real, but this is these clown glasses. So you can understand the difficulties that do occur with the large glasses. It does add to the surrealism, though, doesn't it? Oh, yes. You're like, hey, I don't think those glasses fit. Well, it's what I got. Well, that's true. I guess there's something profound in that. And so I don't know what it is. Still going back to the whole thing was a work that she'll be back with Mersh pretty quick because they never really broke up or something like that. I guess. But I mean, does that even really get into, Andy Kaufman territory? I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what the point would be. Does she have like curly hair or something? I don't know. So there you go. That's the deal. I'm not clear on who exactly Scampoli is, so I really don't know if that's him in the jacket. Of course, I know who Nick Ricade is, so I suppose I could have his head floating around like she's getting all dreamy-eyed about Nick. But alas, it is not to be. No. He's a married man with kids. Plus, he's got to deal with the HRO with Stupid Toe, who, the idea is that I don't want these people anywhere near me. I'm scared. And that sort of thing. Even though, like, Melton's in Las Vegas. So, Melton better show up. He better come all the way over here so I can get a judge to tell him not to come here. So, that's apparently how that goes. but ultimately he said, "Hey, I'll drop the whole thing if you agree to never talk about me again." Which doesn't really address the fear that I feel physically threatened by their presence. Well, talking about you online is not being physically present. This kind of looks like Vincent Price or something, but anyway, that'll work. And then, I guess I should do a second one, yeah. So if I do it in the Photoshop, then I can repeat the imagery over and over and over again, should I feel so inclined. There we go. He does have a long nose. There we go. His beard, mustache, haircut, something like that. This looks even more like Vincent Price. Well, whatever. All right. Well, I wasn't all that crazy about watching the clip there, I don't think it's all that great of an experience. But anyway, Doug, your thyroid looks swollen. Success. We hear the clip. Have you ever waken up in a cheap Garden District hotel with two black hookers? Nope. Hey, Dobson, who is Ice Dancer? I remember that from Carmack's chat. It was really mean stuff. Mean about what? Ice Dancer or Carmack? Well, Ice Dancer was, and maybe still is, I don't know, Mersh's girlfriend. She apparently, I don't know if he was a full-on girlfriend, but had been with Ethan Ralph at one time or something of that nature. It didn't go well. She ended up dating Mersh, and they were together until, I don't know, like a week ago or something like that. Look, I don't keep up with everything, in fact, most of it, so I'm going to get crap wrong. But nevertheless, that's kind of the basics there. She suddenly broke up with him in a, I guess, a DM message or something like that. And he was like, "Hey, what the hell?" But she blocked him, so he couldn't really talk to her afterwards, something like that. And then she apparently had become interested in this other guy, this Campoli fella, who was also apparently, at least until recently, really good friends with Mersh. So that was apparently the deal. Well, now it appears, she's, I don't know, was DMing Rakeda, apparently flirting or what have you. And I don't even know if the guy in the red jacket in the video clip I played is Scampoli, because I know nothing about him. Saying that, I don't think she's going to get with Rakeda. And, I don't think so either, but it's still the point. If you're dating this girl and then you find out she's trying to fool around with some other guy, it doesn't really matter that the other guy is not taking the bait or whatever or going to do anything about it. Because, he's already married and he's already had plenty of troubles with that sort of thing in his past and is trying to do better and all that type of stuff. That's the other story. But nevertheless, just because nothing actually occurred physically or what have you and that sort of, they didn't really have an affair, it's still a betrayal because she's chasing after some other guy, allegedly. That would be a problem. So I guess that's what happened. Now, a responsible, clip watcher would watch the full clip, but oh my God. just couldn't be bothered, I don't know. They're just babbling on about this. And all I wanted was, enough imagery to draw. And then I got this image of the lady with her giant clown glasses, which may not even really be there. I don't know. Maybe that was a, what do you call it? Some overlay or something like that. Anyway, that's the deal. That's Ice Dancer. I don't know if that means she does ice capades, like she had a career ice skating or something. Yeah. Because it's the only kind of ice dancing I know about. You can do figure eights and spin around and stuff. I don't know. Maybe she can do that. I sure as hell can't. So anyway, hey Thompson, I remember people, yeah, me too, saying horrific things. Ice Dancer was one of them. MGD and the other mod. Just horrible chats. Okay, well, these things happen. But then again, how do you know it's the Ice Dancer? Oh yeah, I gotta go all the way back. All the way back. Oh boy, it's gonna be so great. Despite it, being slow to... See, it's funny. See, that's how great that is. So, what the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, how do we know it's the Ice Dancer? Okay, now I got to go back. No, I'm not going to do it. But yeah, I don't know. She likes Dabbleverse stuff, apparently a lot, and so, you know how that goes. I mean, it's gonna happen. Nasty things will be said. Depending on what, I mean, when it comes to actual harm, like, hey, look, here's so-and-so's phone number. Here's their address. This is where their kids go to school, that kind of thing. But going in there and saying, so-and-so's a piece of shit. So-and-so's a butthole. So-and-so can't get it up, and all this sort of stuff. So-and-so's pussy stinks. Whatever. It's nasty. You really shouldn't. But is it the end of the world? Well, not really. But, to each their own. Some people are like, yeah. Other people, you're dead to me now. You said I couldn't get it up. Which, I mean, it kind of like, so you can't. No! I just don't like people saying it. Well, yeah, but if it's not true, it doesn't really... Shut up! Sometimes that's how that occurs. Maybe not always, but sometimes. I kind of screwed up the glasses here. This one's rather smooth on this line. This one comes to an angle, although I think it actually does. I'd have to go back and go through the video. I'm not doing that. This is where I can apply the artistic license, you see. Yes, I do have one. And, you take certain liberties with the image. So, well, it's not exactly accurate. It is in the interpretation. My interpretation. There, that's the way, them's the rules. So, you don't like it. Well, you know where the door is, don't you, Dal? I believe you do. I suggest you find that right now and show yourself how. And don't let that door swing and hit you on the old patootie on the way out now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So anyway, there she is, Miss Ice Dancer. And, I don't know, is this kind of the conclusion of the story for now? Or will there be another chapter? Stay tuned for next week's episode. Like turds in the bowl, so are the days of our Dabbleverse lives. Dim 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 dim. Brought to you by, I don't know, Tidy Bowl Man, Palm Olive. Damn it, why can't I think of the stupid crap? I can't think of it. Well, there's Alka-Seltzer, of course. Yeah. Pepto-Bismol. Yeah. All right, there we go. Oh boy, wasn't that exciting? Yeah, I'm sure you're glad you stayed for that. So let me see here. By the way, the show is brought to you by Super Tip. Yes, Super Tip. That wonderful means by which you can support your favorite artists. And all you got to do is head over there and you can do a text. You can do one of those cool voice tips where an array of delightful characters will speak what you tell it to say. When, making a comment, you want to ask a question, what have you, or a silly little tee-hee joke. Yes, you can do that too through one of those voices. Oh, it's great. And it helps out your old pal, Mr. Nailsin. So you do that, and you send it over. Then I'll play it here, live, right in front of everybody. The other option is the image tip. And you don't have to be an artist. There's an AI feature. You can put in the prompt, what have you. I don't know. I never done it that way. I just put in my own drawings because I'm a real artist. Yeah. But anyway, you can do that and send that over, and I'll take a look at it. Of course, I'll have to preview it. Yes, some of the images you get could easily nuke your channel in a second. Yeah, got to be careful. And then there you go. Those could be tips, but not just any tip. Super tips. The other thing is, the comic books. I've got Dabbleverse, or no, Doodleverse. See, I should have taken the Dabbleverse name, but I couldn't. I wasn't sure that I could, so I didn't. I chickened out and called it Doodleverse. The other reason being that, Doodleverse, that way I can add stuff that isn't just, Dabbleverse content. It's just the regular doodles I do of whatever. Put them in there. But most of it is Dabbleverse stuff. So anyway, there you go. There's the link. Check that out. Order yourself a copy of Doodleverse Comics number 2. It's 40 pages. And you can check that out. Won't that be fun? Yes, it will be. But only after you pay the money and get it. Hey, Thompson, I remember people saying horrific. Oh, iced answer. Nodak, isn't the HRO thing later today? Yeah, I think so. At least, I don't know about Melton's, but for Nick, I think it is. But, what do I know? That's not really a great picture of Nick, though. And I don't even know if that's a great picture of Ice Dancer. But look, it's the best I've got on short notice. It's good enough excuse anyway. Oh yeah, the email. I gotta look that up. I'm pretty sure it's Mr. Nailsin it's a separate one. My super duper pooper scooper secret email. You can't get to know that one. But this, I don't know what's causing the lag, but everything takes so slow to come up and, give me the damn, I need to know it. Whoa. I think it is. It's, yes, Mr. Nailsin. That's MrNailsin @ gmail.com. That's right. That's what you do. It is. Oh, yes. Yes, it is. All right. Thompson says, Minnesota seems like a trash state. Glad I never went there. Well, look, there's a lot of people there, so you've only heard of a few, you know? So, yeah, I mean, you know, give them a chance. They'll come around. Anyway, what else was I gonna do? I guess I played that video. I'm gonna have to redo that Zack Snyder thing on Escape from New York, because I don't know what the hell happened there, but all of a sudden, that wasn't me doing. I know it sounds exactly like it, but that was some sort of audio deficiency. Yes. The Odyssey, I don't know. Lex Luthor looks like Buzz Lightyear. I guess he does. Let's see here. God, man, when those things go out, I can't really see them at all. Well, I guess I got to get rid of the studio template and myself. That way you can see Buzz Lightyear. No, it's Lex Luthor. That's him in his suit. Now, it's got the right color and stuff. And, of course, the helmet stuff with a bubble makes sense. But a lot of times when he was in his war suit, as they called it, it was just open. But, I mean, like Superman can hit you right in the face, stupid, and you're done. So, but this one, you know, he thought about it. So there you go. Yeah, I've played this one, but you really can't see anything. You can kind of see the green and purple streaking across where he apparently flies out of that theater or whatever. So that ain't nothing. Lex is flying out the hole. Oh my God, the hole. Jeez. There's James Gunn telling people what to do, like he's the director or something. Oh, I guess he is. Tells David Cornswin how to beat up Lex. Yeah, I think this is the one. So you see, Superman's pounding it so forcefully, he doesn't even have to make contact. And then it works. And then it looks like Lex is down. He's given up. So then Superman steals his cell phone. That's how that goes. So there you go. Pretty exciting for Superman, isn't it? Isn't it? No? Well, at least they tried, you know. I think they tried. But I guess you're not interested, are you? No. Well, in the meantime, you got Supergirl, even though she seems to hate everybody and doesn't want you to go to the movie. So I don't know what to tell you. Tom says, Louisiana is a cool place. I've been there many times. Always a good time. Everyone was smart. A lot of drinking. But everything was cool. Yeah, sometimes. Hey, Thompson, The Odyssey. You need to get to an IMAX and see it for real, Doug. I think I'm going to pass on that one. Yeah? First of all, right off the bat, you know, you'd come to find out that Christopher Nolan he says, oh, it's based on Homer's epic. No, it isn't. It's based on a feminist deconstruction of it. So it's not the story anymore. The whole point is to tear it down and repurpose it for something else. Gee, I wonder what. Yeah. Then there's all the race swaps and that sort of thing. Everyone's still wondering who Elliot Page is playing. I don't know. At this point, the way they're dragging it out, I guess Elliot really is cast as Achilles. Yeah. Now, of course, Achilles is already dead by the time you get to the Odyssey, but Odysseus does meet him in the underworld. So maybe that's the deal, because they show this image and Iliad's all covered in black mud and stuff. So maybe he's like stuck being punished in the underworld, and that's the penalty. So, I mean, maybe that's a way for Odysseus to not feel so bad about the punishment he's getting. His punishment is that it's going to take him 10 years to get back home, and then he's got to go on this weird journey and all that crap. And stuff like that. But then he gets to go visit the underworld, and there's Achilles. He's like, yeah, you think you got it bad? Look what happened to me. I'm stuck in the underworld. I'm trapped in this mud, and they turned me into Elliot Page. So, maybe there's, a really clever way of illustrating the horrors of the underworld for those who the gods are upset with. And that's the genius of Christopher Nolan. I don't know. It doesn't. Oh, I don't even pay attention to the content. I just like the tech and the filming. All movies suck now. Yeah, that's not going to cut it for me. Sorry. I don't care about light shows. I don't care about any of that stuff. If you're going to tell me a story, I expect a story to be told. And it's got to be good. It can't be some crappy, lazy slump. It just can't. Oh, wow, look at that. That's a cool thing where I'm repeating over and over and over and over. I'll fix your ass. How about a black screen with nothing there? Nothing. That's what it is. Oh, well, I guess I could put the drawing board back up. Yeah, that's something. Well, anyway, so yeah, not optimistic about. Oh crap! I forgot. I almost showed you my own comics. I didn't even realize I was doing it. What an idiot! God, I don't know what this Doug Nelson guy's good for. He can't even figure out how to do his own promotion and whatnot. And I don't know how much more I can stand of this guy. Will he ever figure it out? Probably not. Anyway, here's indieplanet.com. You go to indieplanet.com/Douglas-Nelson. And oh boy, there's Doodleverse #1. And Etc. Woman. Night Night. Oh yes, the creme de la creme. Based on the audio plays of the same name at the Mr. Nailsin Show from RadioMisfits.com or wherever you get your podcast. And well, I got 3 so far. And then Sun King, got that one too. Also based on the audio play of the same name. Then it features a backup story with Bubba Stargone. Also, it too, based on an audio play of the same name. You can see where it's going. And all that goody gumdrop stuff. You head over there. When it's like, look, there's 6 titles, and then you can have in your hands, in full color, Mr. Nailsin comic books. Oh boy. What are you waiting for? Don't delay. Order your Nailsin comics today. Yeah. Why, to do otherwise would be insane. I would think so. That's right, Nodak. No one else will snipe my show. So I will do it. I beat them to it, didn't I? Hey, Thompson. Oh, I already read that. All right. Let's see. What else was I going to do? Boy, if I stick around a little bit longer, let's see. It'd be like 15 minutes. That would make 2 hours. It's a rare thing that I'm able to do that. The left leg is holding out. It hasn't given me that horrific pain that it gives me. It says, I don't like you sitting on your ass. But that's what an ass is for, to sit on. What else am I going to sit on? But, the pain, Oh, the pain of it all. So, oh yeah, the lyrics to all these things. So I went in there and what did I do? I gave some statement about Oh, Central Time Zone saying it's the vicinity of sanity. Yeah. Because Pat was going on. Everything should be concerned with Eastern Standard Time. You know, no, Pat, you're wrong. So I sent that in there. And at the end of it, I requested all these things by the Uniques, which that's the only song by them that I know. So he went and looked for it. He wasn't really familiar with it, which stunned me. But anyway, he looked it up, and the site he uses that has, I don't know, the sheet music or whatever, gives him the chord so he can play it. He knows how to understand that language. I don't, but he can just read it, and he knows what the song will sound like without ever having heard it. Incredible. Anyway, it wasn't there. He read off a couple of titles of apparently other songs that they've done. I'm like, I never heard of that. But he said, yeah, it's not there. So eventually I threw in a Beatles title and he did that one. But yeah, wasn't it? It stunned me. Because I think that's their only real hit is all these things. You would think that would be, if there was going to be one on there, it would be that one. But I guess not. As a result, whatever that music site is, and any other music site you may or may not use to look for the, again, sheet music, what have you, is on the list. The Nailsin list. Woe be to you who come upon the list. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. If they don't have it, they don't have it. It's like, you know, what are you going to do about it? Bitch and moan? Well, yeah, go ahead. We don't care. Then I'm all defeated again. And it's like, well, crap. Nodek says, I did. You. Oh, you mean you bought the comic book? Yeah. I 100% agreed with you about Central Time. Yes. I mean, look at the East Coast. Look at the West Coast. What the hell, you know? I just don't even bother. Game over, you know? All right. Jeez. Excuse me. I've got to add a little more to my drink. You can't expect me to sit here and go dry. Oh, look at that hiss from the Coke Zero. It's like an angry cat, you know? Like that. But that just means the bubbly still bubbles. Oh, yes. That's good. Zero. All right. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah. The touch of your lips next to mine gets me excited, makes me feel fine. I've got it bad, but that's all right, long as you're near me every night. Your love so warm and tender, your thrill is so divine. It is all these things that make you mine. Something like that. Then it goes on. He's like, oh, if you leave me, I'll die. When you started to leave, I cried. Basically, it's all emotional blackmail and stuff. And I don't know what I might do to myself if you leave me. So if you do, it'll all be on you. I'm going to guilt you into staying with me. So the guy's a complete piece of crap. But hey, you know, it was a cool song. I don't know if that worked. I don't know if she's like, okay, I'm not going to leave you. All right. Don't do anything. Then he's like, good. I got her to stay. But after something like that, you know, is that going to work for a sustainable relationship and all that? I don't think so. I don't. Well, you know, he got a pretty good song out of it, I guess, you know. So he just goes on about, after all that, you know, if you would leave me, I surely would die. When you started to go, I started to cry. I've got it bad, but that's all right. No, it isn't. It's not. I mean, you're admitting you have a sickness. Yeah? Long as you're near me every night, your love so warm and tender, your thrill is so divine. It is all these things that make you mine. Which almost comes across as sinister, you know? It sounds like she wants to leave. But he's saying, no, you can't go. You're so warm and tender. And, you know, you thrill me so divinely. I have to keep you as my own. Pretty soon, it's, you know, it puts the lotion on the skin and all that. I don't know. But I'm sure it's all just a misunderstanding, you know. He's just saying that he loves her. You know, it's all fine. He's like, hey, let's not fight. Come on. You know, you're warm and tender. And when I bang you, it's divine. You know? So come on, stay put. Maybe it's just that. Maybe it's just that. Yeah. So anyway, there you go. Uniques, all these things. The warmth and tenderness, the divinity of the screwing. And just please don't leave me. I'll go insane if you do. I can't promise what might happen. It may be absolutely horrible. Yeah, that's pretty much sums it up. I think that's the intention and the message and all that. And now we all know. I think we do. I think we do. Oh, yeah. I made this little thing. I guess I could play this. See what you think of that. Will it play both screens? Let me see here. I gotta fix it. Stop it. Start over. Get it like this. Maybe that'll make it work. Damn it. Ah, that's it. That's it. Well, there you go, huh? Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, not really, but, you know, all you got to do is get an AI song to put the music track there, throw that in there, then get some AI background artwork to put it underneath the drawings I actually did and colored. And you kind of have a video, you know. So you've got the MLC crew put together in like a superhero pose, and then you have the last standing Dabbleverse power couple, Kiki and Gino. Yeah. They're still together, so they win, I guess. Yeah. So that's something. Well, anyway, there we go. Oh boy, what a great and wonderful time it's been. I still got to make it for 2 more minutes. See, I'm trying to get. Damn it. Oh wait, I know. This will take a little longer than that, but it is a little something. It is. Yes, it is. Oh, I can play this one. It's a little bit of local news about a terrible scandal that happened in the New Orleans Police Department. Oh, my goodness.
And now it's time for the Bayou Crime Report. Hammond police officer arrested and accused of participating in cockfighting. A Hammond police officer was arrested after they were allegedly allegedly involved in a cockfighting ring. The officer, who was not named, was arrested by the Louisiana Bureau of Investigation and Homeland Security investigations on warrants that stemmed from cockfighting incidents. The officer was placed on administrative leave. The officer faces several counts, including misuse of state computer systems and retaliation against a witness. Jeez Louise. You keep your mouth shut. The Hammond Police Department cooperated with the investigation, according to officials. The city directed questions about the arrest to Homeland Security investigations in Gulfport. What are they going to tell him? Yeah, this cop was involved in getting chickens to fight. Yeah, that's what he did. So no other information about the arrest nor the officer's alleged role in the cockfighting incidents was released. The Department of Homeland Security did not immediately return a request for comment. Now, I mean, Homeland Security, I guess, has a purview over the competence of law enforcement. So you have a police officer who's corrupt here, you know, and I guess that fell on their desk. Along with, and now Louisiana Bureau of Investigation, that of course, for them to oversee other, Louisiana law enforcement. So it made sense that they were there, but I guess they fall under the umbrella of Homeland Security as well. So that's probably the connection there. But cockfighting ring, complete with cock rings. But it is interesting the way the article's written. They were allegedly, it doesn't say police officers were busted. You know, I mean, it's kind of like that. I mean, a Hammond police officer, after they were allegedly involved in a cockfighting ring. So if it was like several police officers, they would be the cockfighting ring. They all got together. Let's get them chickens in there and let them go. And put razor blades in their little claws, their talons, and then place bets on which cock is going to survive. So that's the deal. Boy, it really looks bad on the Department of One of Your Own. Boy, it's a tough job in law enforcement. You want to blow off steam, but I guess just, getting a beer and watching football is not going to cut it. You want to watch, some chickens fight. So I guess that's what he did.
The Bayou Crime Report is a presentation of Nailsin Productions.
Y'all come back now. You hear?
Well, there you go. A little bit of Bayou Crime Report. Gulfport, that's in Biloxi, though. Must have been maybe that's where the cockfight took place, and they were investigating at that, and it led to the Hammond officer or whatever. And, I don't know, they, them were, I don't know. But anyway, there you go. I didn't draw the cock in the boxing gloves. No, that's AI. It was easier to do. I got lazy. It happens. All right. Well, there we go. We got a couple of drawings here. We have Werewolf, Deb, and Andrea. Yeah. And although LaTanya says Andrea's fatter than that. So, I mean, sometimes, like for Photoshop purposes, you can kind of redo. So here we'll have a face like this, and we'll just kind of Photoshop that in there. That way we can do the double chin. Yeah. So it's still kind of mad at Werewolf of Silly. And there we go. Don't know if I'm getting any of that right. Probably not. But and then something like that. Yeah, maybe I can work on that. Add that in the Photoshop, and perhaps it'll have more accuracy in the overall image. All right, there we go. That's the show. After, in a few hours. Well, 12, I guess, by now. Well, maybe a little more. I'll have to turn into a gas station, as depicted here in the image that Nodex so generously provided for $5. And there you see me transformed into the gas station. So for 3 nights, that's what I got to do. Be a gas station with a waterfall tie. Yeah. So that's what happens. So if I'm able to do anything in the early morning hours when I get home, yeah, maybe, but I can't promise that. I can't. I mean, if I did and I didn't do it, that would make me a liar. And I just don't know if I'd be able to deal with that. I just don't think I would be able to. Oh, well. Anyway, there we have it. We've done a show, and we'll do another one hopefully soon. If not, well, why say if not before? Because we know better than that. So anyway, should have a Sunday comics for Sunday. Hopefully, if I can't, I'll put a post saying, not happening. I don't know if I'll have enough time to tape one, so I might have to actually do it live. And oh boy, the voice does get really rough when I'm dead, tired, and pissed off and all that stuff. So that could be the situation. I don't know. Oh crap, I've been using I got my locals on there. I did for a while make these poor man Mystery Science Theater treatment of public domain films, and they're all on there. I think all of them are. But I split them up into individual episodes type things. So you can watch them there when you become a subscriber.
But I've split up a couple of more of them to where I can use them as sort of intro videos. And so I've been doing that a while. So there's this old show that they used to do live back in the 50s called Tales of Tomorrow. And I at least did this, my poor man, Mr. Theater treatment to 2 of them. And I played in 3 parts that particular episode on Sunday Comics called Flight Overdue, which was supposed to be a kind of science fiction, thinly veiled reference to Amelia Earhart disappearing. And stars Veronica Lake. And so that's in there. And then I think if time providing, if I can slip it in there, I'll break up one they did on Frankenstein. And I did that one too. After that, I don't know what else I can put in there. I was doing the Flash Gordon movie serial. And then I started splitting those up into small little vignettes. And I still have a bunch of those. I might put that in there. I don't know. That would make it a lot. But the thing is, I never finished the whole serial. You know, I did quite a few of the episodes. But that's the only one I'm pretty sure is public domain. A lot of people post, I did one for one of the movie serials of Batman and Robin, but I'm not entirely certain. I mean, the film itself is more than likely public domain, but of course, you know, the character name and all that. Pretty soon, though, that's not really going to be a factor because earlier versions of both Superman and Batman will be public domain. So there's nothing they can do about it. Now, later versions, they'll be fine for a while. But anyway, so that's the deal, how that works out. So hopefully I can fit that in. If I can't, I'm doing it live anyway. Well, you know, the main feature, of course, is me. Yeah. So anyway, that's the deal. I got to rework that Escape from New York video. I think I do have another one on Poor Stupid Supergirl. Did that one. And damn it. I already put out my review for Obsession. That was a good movie. And Backrooms, very weird movie. And some things is like I thought, yeah, it's meant to be weird and a bit confusing. And that's kind of the nature of it. But I don't know. There's one big moment there where I'm thinking, I don't know that it earned that just yet. So I think I'll stick with my conclusion that Obsession is the better of the two. But I mean, Backrooms is just so bizarre and weird. It's, you know, it's interesting to look at. So it's always going to hold that. Anyway, those are up. I did Kingdom of the Spiders. I've been on this William Shatner tear of movies that he did, primarily the horror ones. I think there might be 4 in total that I'm thinking of doing. I've done, it was a TV movie, but I did 37,000, the horror at 37,000 feet, which is an airplane disaster movie, but it's possessed by the devil. Something like that, anyway. Then Kingdom of the Spiders, where he plays a veterinarian and the small town is overrun by these bloodthirsty tarantulas and all that. The next one is The Devil's Reign, which I haven't seen since I was a kid, with William Shatner and Ernest Borgnine. And then there's one I've never even heard of, but I was looking through what's out there, and it's called Impulse, which is more of just he plays this sleazy serial killer. Basically, he chases all these lonely women, takes them for what they're worth, and then kills them. So that's the plot of that one. So probably we'll get to that at some point, do the review and what have you. But there you go. Oh, boy, all kinds of excitement, isn't it? Yeah, it is. All right. Again, thanks for watching and listening to me ramble on about stuff. And we'll get to do it again soon. No doubt about it. Would I lie to you? I don't even know you. So no, I wouldn't. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. And I'll visit with you soon, if not before. See? It's kind of like putting the word almost in front of something, then it kind of is, even if it's not. And it's okay because I've had the safety of the word almost. See? Yeah.
That's the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my friend. It hurts to set you free, but you'll never follow me because this is the end. This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my friend. It hurts to set you free, but you'll never follow me.